You know what I mean? I didn't just leave work for no reason to step out to talk to you. You know what I mean? This matters.
It
This
does.
matters. You know what I mean?
But if I
So
did, I wouldn't. But if I did, I would definitely wanna ask about those things first if I did. But I do have a brand here, the Iacon battle circuit and all that stuff. You've probably seen it through the years. So I would love to collab with you and to find another person in this community that really feels as passionately about PlayStation as I did is heartwarming and it inspires me a lot.
absolutely, man,
Like,
because we're
like
all
you
we
have no
got.
idea how long I felt like for the longest time like I was the only one that gave a fuck about PlayStation when I'm talking to all these other niggas about what I want done for these scenes, like what PC is always getting. You're always sucking on PC, but PlayStation's always getting the short end of the stick, and it just becomes less and less and less. I, like after we lost Spooky, I thought we were just fucking done.
Bro, and that's the thing, bro. We don't have to be, because the player base is, you go, I promise you, you go in my hyperbolic time chamber chat on the PlayStation network, that place is a bee's nest of people who give a fuck. We had, bro, I can send you a video right now of me fighting some dude who's been in that chat for a while now, and then we had a whole ass beef set, whole ass money match. It was real smoke. He ended up getting kicked because he just couldn't let it go after the fact. It was fun for content for one day, but once you dragged it on to day 2 and day 3, and then you involved people who weren't on the same type of time that me and you were on, you have to go because now you're fucking with the culture. But for that day, it was 2018 Dragon Ball Fighters all over again, and I wasn't alone. It's a bee's nest of people in there who get down for this shit. Real strong players in there that deserve that. Yes, I yes,
Absolutely.
they care and they deserve that shine. And with what I'm saying, and I know what you said, you're willing to collab and everything, but I'm willing to not even be a part of the collab if that, like, what, you know what I mean? Like, because I get it, you've been burned, and I have nothing to offer you. I don't have, I have no, I don't have a presence on social medias like that. I don't have a brand where people know me like that. And to be even more frank, I'm not even trying to be a TO or event organizer because I still want to compete. I want to get in there. But damn, you know what I mean? We can't get down with no arena. It can't all be a street fight all the time. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
have nothing
that's
to offer you. I have nothing to offer you, Rodimus. You know what I'm saying? But what I can do is say, hey, you know, these are the players. I went into trenches and I fought and I found other killers. That's all I did. I found other players who want to play. That's all I did. And I even got a safe space where all of us get together and talk shit and we fight. But we need a stadium to have it at. You're the stadium. And I get it. You've been, what I'm trying to make, trying to set this up in a way where you take the advantageous side. You're the A side of this whole situation. I'll take 10, 5, 1%, or however much you're willing to give me. Why? Because at the end of the day, we win.
that's it.
That's it.
We win, and the
Win.
scene continues to prosper.
That's it. And it grows beyond other games like Melty Blood, like Grand Blue, like Guilty Gear, even big games like Tekken. You know what I mean? Just adding more to it. You know what I mean? Because who do you know that's running a fashion show on Tekken? I haven't seen it yet, but that's what I'm trying to do. It's in the first week of it is going to be terrible. I don't have a PC. It's not going to be good, but people are still can't wait to show up.
Yeah.
So who
Uh,
cares?
I know there's one of my associates that hosts Tekken from time to time. It's called Fade Friday. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely check out Pastor Genji. His stuff is really good. He's really funny and his content's really good. And his tournament scenes generally stereotypically aren't always Fridays, but you can always just stay in the know for a Thursday or a
But
Friday setting, and then
but
it'll
even
pop up.
then, But even then, like just connecting. Now we connect. I connect with that individual. We get stuff going, and then then he could host the fashion show. I don't care. I just want people to show up their fits on the proper stadium. That's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got to get back into work. If you're on later today, we can finish chopping it up and get into the details of the happenings or whatever. But that's my goal and that's my vision.
I love a lot of your vision. You share a lot of the passion and the joy of this, like what it is I had when I was building across a lot of the scene to try and see if I could just make my thing list the finest on PlayStation.
We on the same page, man. So that's awesome. Let's build this out then. Let's build this out and see if we can revitalize the scene for sure.
I would love to, but I also still want to give you credit too, because I wouldn't be able to do all this stuff if we kept this going. I can't have all the power without also giving credit to the guy that gave it to me.
Hey, shit, I appreciate it, but hey, you give me the credit, I give it right back to you, and I give it to God, and then I keep it moving. Because guess what, bro? It's still about the community. It's still about the people need people, and this is the thing. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter who gets the credit, as long as the button gets pushed and people know, and people show up, and people are energized, and people are fighting like there's something to fight for again. And more importantly, we build a big enough platform to hold accountable the people that need to be held to account. That's what matters. Because with the platform, whether it be on your platform, my platform, or somebody else's platform, if it's big enough, I'm screaming till my lungs collapse at Bandai until they fix this fucking problem. That's what I'm doing. That's the end goal of this shit. Bandai is going to get excoriated, and they're going to have to do something about it.
As they should.
They're going to, yeah.
Okay, well, while I'm waiting for him. Excuse me. While I'm sitting here labbing, just sit and try and go over a couple of things from what I was talking about with Noah. So I want to recap about 2 or 3 years of a floundering but flourishing movement to create change that just spiraled into a contest of power, into corruption, absolutely. Or you could also look at it like one person's bid just to seek to command the lane, for it to kind of just be split up by Rollback's debut by the time it gets here, because you think it would solidify such a thing, but it goes completely the opposite direction. Essentially just revising metrics and a lot of the statistics, data that covered the transition of the era. In hindsight, I'm not going to go over everything, but in hindsight, the platform activity pivoted from people buying PS5 versions of the game, maybe if it was on sale, to resuming PS4 sale play and revenue as the better version, despite the rollback. Players want the PS5 Iacon and will support one, sure, but will not put up base players in order to support the claim. I want to take a look back at Iacon number 2 here that I had from earlier this year that I hosted on PlayStation 5. It took 2 cancellations, a person sleeping through the sign-up process on their end, and people forgetting about timing, and someone randomly pulling through for it to barely actually kick off. Shit suffered a whole ass tank the whole evening while lacking response time. But stream is popping off some damn how at 25 plus viewers the whole time that shit show was going off. PS4 has the numbers to present decent to full Iacons to keep a console line going strong. Even PvP goers are more common, it seems, and are more active, in theory. These same people, however, will not appear for a bracket because it's on NetPlay. So what the hell do you want from me? Because my alternate marketing at the time that I was telling him was just expand my reach on PC and then offer it to people on PC seeking diversity to build my scene back up on PlayStation. Kind of like doing this in reverse, if that makes sense. Because I don't really have the constant people guaranteed anymore on PlayStation for PlayStation's resumption at this time because of the divide that Rollback caused. Thank you very much, fuckhole. So my usual line of Iacons and comfort zone is dried up till I can rebuild it organically. That's what I was telling him anyways. Because then we go into talking about numbers. And it was back in 2021, 2022 area. But my issue was before in my past weekly marketings, when I started slowing down, was around 2022. But my past cycles that I'm still dealing with now is just trusting New York City people and the collabing I was doing throughout PS4 to help pivot attention and people to me and my plan to grow a lot of the lesser seen names in the pool of PlayStation. That's all I wanted when I first started out at being a TO. And I was more of a competitor than an organizer, so I gradually shifted into balancing the two. And you guys out there know this story because you saw my whole come up to being the semi-professional player that I am now. It was also just like me 5 years ago. I didn't even have a team or any support group doing this, so I had to be careful with everyone I was talking to. Everybody wants to get over or devise some very cleanly spoken get-rich-quick scheme. And then the cats that I'm going to be talking about, or that I mentioned to him, was mainly of John Matrix, Acoustics, Kelso 2 times, and Luke Ainsworth. Other dealings like anti-venom or straight strippings or odd gods, it's more of an occasional or situational dealing to the moment, so it can't always be taken seriously, right? Only at face value or a grain of salt. So these guys. It was another dude, I know his name was Mo, I can't remember what his branding was, but it was something from Queens. He backed out of the deal very early. I ended up being a huge roadblock for most of them, supposedly, when I'm not. I'm just doing my business in a lane that you refuse to acknowledge, unless it's your own New York City people playing at said event. Suddenly you care. This was the vibe any of them gave every single time you bring up an idea not initially stated by a friend of their circles or by them. Like dealing with Luke or Kelso or Matrix and one of Equalizer's offline friends. I don't know their name, but all of them just ended up kind of screwing me over out of years from an original outline and understanding we had, trying to have equal share to DBFZ's general online market that we started on in a joint server that we all supposedly shared to house our ideas and ideals to push a joint consensus. Boy, was that stupid. But in actuality, Kelso was really just trying to profit off of us and mask it as his idea. Constant ideas are being pushed, but he's not listening to some, and others you're attaching to massive sub-goals with an inconsistent streaming schedule to boot, so it's a fuck situation solidifying any one idea you want to see money for immediately. He's trying to steal my supporters and engagement for his own here from early Iacon, and failed to do so, because if they barely listen to me, what the fuck they look like listening to your ass? The profit from Kel's Kitchen was never big like that, in order to put up for profit for us other three, so it resumed as his quote-unquote sub-goals in order to continue doing Kel's Kitchen. Once he saw that there was a little bit of takeoff for it, suddenly you increase the subscription goal. That way you can essentially just get greedy to continue the same thing you're doing instead of doing the same shit you're doing until you have consistency, and consistency was his fucking problem. Then there was a handful of follow-up trouble. It's not just attorney shit when I was dealing with more New York City people, but namely I had to deal with competitive inequality, favoritism and the bias, bending the rules and select double standards, promotional prejudice. I had to deal with slander of my brand and the product, business suppression and corruption, deal with being constantly undermined and constantly dealing with hoop jumping, which is just beaten by favoritism. I had to deal with hypocrisy and clout gaslighting, or simply put, rumors that idiots believe about me and my worth and my business practices over just talking to me. Stop being special and just talk to me, but you can't talk to people because they're just retarded. And it was depressing for a long while, sorting that out, or trying to clear my name, or do good business with willing people, because I wasn't going to take any crap from people using their clout or infamous standing to stain their control of the lane they claim to love, or just bring in only people from their locality to further a clique or some clique-like bullshit veil over the community's ethics. Then Neo Judai was another collab effort for the same reason, in order to continue prosperity for PlayStation and working in PC later on, even though I didn't have PC at that time. The same bounds with both of us coming up around the same time. My scene was older by several months, but it doesn't matter to New York in that regard, because it's all a matter of what's more popular. Or that whole silver spoon feeding metaphor, if you heard it before. With him being given a great ride to success initially because of the others initially building up him over people like me having to do a harder groundwork for the same or lesser result gain. It's a lot of crap that just made me really salty for years with everything and everybody in this fucking scene, because it's been hypocritically motivated or damaging to me constantly while trying to build up others at my expense. Sometimes literally losing hundreds of dollars in the process with these events or advertising, but it's supposed to be okay because it's for the scene. You just gotta be likable. You just gotta show people that you're likable. You gotta be cool. You gotta show people what your scene is. Man, fuck out of here. Stupid ass shit. I'm not even gonna worry about Bum at this point, because that's a whole other crappy situation with John. Because he was never really a part of those circles for their POB, but I have my own experience with them that's personally to another time, probably another podcast I might talk about at some point. But despite my blunt differences, I told him in his Discord that I do respect him. It doesn't feel mutual, but I understand why if that's the case. And I was just being honest. Honestly, the best thing that came out of a lot of the loss from PlayStation side was the fact that a scene like Dead Zone Circuit and KLB was able to prosper out of all of this. Like, I could really see them prosper and be that it scene that people wanted here for PlayStation, vaguely for a time when he tried to revive it on PS5, and even on PC both back then. Online wanted me here, PC doesn't know who I am or care. Offline forgot about me after COVID and the lockdown cleared up, so being relevant was hard. And it stays hard. At least for me it is. But people never forgot Dead Zone Circuit for whatever reason, or always requested it more than what's its name. So there's that. I'm not jealous of King Lord Beers. I was just disappointed back then that our same scenes couldn't value us both equally until the whole respecting your TO social movement after one of our associates, What Daniel Do, up and just quit live during a stream, refunded people's money, and canceled the event because of players bullshit in the host's time. And suddenly after that, then people put respect on KLB's name and my name. It's like, well, it took that shit. It didn't take disrespecting us over the years. It took disrespecting him because Mr. Money Pockets over there back when the fucker had money. It took disrespecting him for you to finally fucking get it. I was just so fucking done with this scene and a whole bunch of these fat, stupid ass people. And then I kind of pivot back around to 2021, 2022. Was like the best point in era for DBFZ undisputed from numerous different points of the lens. Roshi's patch was the best timeline on the game. Character diversity didn't swell into fusions just yet. It was still in a mini assassin team shell on the down low before it went international in the next patches following. More than half, not the majority of the roster was viable. Tourneys and special events were the most abundant during this time across the platforms, and Reddit, Twitter, and some of Instagram to this specific promotional algorithm can attest to that. Online was balanced and tweaked to decent efficiency that everybody could agree with to a fair amount, despite net play on PC and PlayStation. Online was hype every week because of one man devoting his time to bringing out the best of the player base during COVID times when offlines didn't exist or couldn't exist because of interaction. You couldn't interact with people directly. Man's created hype. It was always funny, just being himself, and was relatable and sociable to everybody. And he gave out great, honest recognition to those putting in the work, and then some. I'm not talking about Bum. He was already doing mad work at that time with City of Mayhem Online, regardless, and was kind of pushing for his initial offline setup with AOC, Arena of Chaos, when the lockdown kind of cleared up. That wasn't, I'm not talking about Bum. I was talking about Nokami. And so you wonder, how did we lose all of that? Don't ask Hiroki. It's not all her fault here. She's just an easy target to blame when people want to play the blame game on the game. And we still got to look back at the fucking people. No, I want you to ask your heroes. The people that you idolize on this fucking game that will unironically still disappoint you sometimes. Only like a few of them actually cared about statistics for upkeep to this community. And that's only because it's convenient for them to retain assets while they played, but didn't care when they didn't get their way. And so for the foggy-minded and those that forgot about a lot of this shit and you're wondering, oh, who's like that? It wasn't like that. Now I'm going to tell you dumb fucks who, because I don't care. Example 1. Alright, Legendary Pred. Pred was literally streaming everything under the DBFZ tag live because he knows his viewership will tank otherwise for his oh so special Twitch partnership push, which took him forever to get once he finally got the hell off the game. Guy wants to play multiverses or other games but was afraid to actually start over or continue true expansion at the cost of a smaller audience temporarily. It's like you're desperate for attention or clout chasing, even at the cost of intentionally misleading your viewers to prove what? And his Metafy was a lie to unite players seeking growth, charging $40 to $45 for top lessons to teach them how to not play to their strengths with their own team, only to pick a top tier team and then teach them how to play that instead of what they want to play. So they're playing the mechanics, not real growth. You're just paying $40 for a cheat sheet that you can casually invoke optimally. And then on top of that, the only tournaments that he went to was COM, NLBC, and FDA. Another example is Alucard. So he did his whole community building effort backwards, in my opinion, under the guise of high-level Tommy tagalongs with top-level players or high-profile players that also don't or didn't make content consistently or whatsoever like that. Only Twitter posts. Quicker content contribution. Not really any or that many top placements in this category to his career specifically for Dragon Ball Fighterz, but you're seeing at the top level DBFC settings, so it balances out for you and your visual worth to character representation, which for him I believe was Frieza, Zamasu, Baby, Janemba, basically like evil characters are the bad guys, or what he liked. Then the Metafy contribution to the community that no one really applied for because of its own outlandish pricing. You're charging $40 to $50 from a high-level player giving advice he's not applying fully himself, or hasn't had consistent placements to really show that these tidbits of information are accurate or canonically accurate to what you're wanting to attest in your teachings. It's not adding up. Like, worth-wise to the site, yes, obviously you want to be true to your worth, but you're not practical about your marketing. You're not in touch with it. Again, Alucard was also one of those dudes that was also a City of Mayhem, NLBC, or FDA were like the main terms he was going to. And then he kind of branched out to other events housed by people of those circles only. It's like it has to be like a trust invested thing. Otherwise, you'd just be damned as to not really go there or pay it too much mind, right? Then you have Nitro. Okay, so he created the Discord as a chill spot. That's still here. He always had the Twitch channel as a general vibe spot every night or every other night, slowly growing with him. He's always posted Twitter tech from time to time for shit that he finds interesting, not Twitter tech in general. He's not a techie like that. He has an identity beyond his initial first-person shooter years to this lane, not just this game, but to this lane of FGC. He also has a metafy. He just doesn't apply it consistently, and during the times when he was, it's applying examples or lessons without wording it right, or we're identifying the person's situation to a level that you can identify with that you probably don't play at anymore. Thus, the details kind of sound off, or it doesn't sound like it's totally dialed into the person, like the individual. Like, he doesn't have the full nurturing aspect down just yet in terms of trying to teach somebody completely. Like, you know the tech in your head easily. You know it just like that if it was something that you've done before or a situation you've seen dozens of times. You know how to break it down and explain it. But in terms of explaining their play style, that's not something I don't think that you're doing just yet. I'm not saying he's bad at it. I'm saying that he has a ways ahead of him still in order to kind of fine-tune the art of coaching and teaching. I'm not the best either, but I can also identify a lot of the hiccups in the game plan and the approach that he wants to seek with that. Another one was Zane. He had the Twitch channel. He's got the Discord community. It's not really known. It's a small Discord community, so it's probably like a small one of friends. He has the tech and reach even to this day inside and outside the DBFZ audience. Never had to metafy. He's more of a fence sitter in the community as the community evolved and the patches evolved with it. He just goes with the flow. And then you have Shaudel, who has the active Twitch channel. He had the active Twitch channel. He's inactive now. He didn't have his own Discord. He was kind of in Alucard's Discord. And that still never went anywhere, even with housing a whole bunch of pro players or a lot of high-profile players in your Discord. Shaud has the tech and reach he's applied through Twitter. He founded all of the original guides for Janemba and most of the characters' evolution till passing it on to Alucard and Jared. He had a metafy briefly, which I thought was decently priced and had a good pricing plan. He just never stuck with it. I don't know why, but he just never stuck with it. And he's also contributed to unproductive fence sitting over the years. Shaudel is a voice kind of like in echo chambering, where he's saying what most people are thinking, but what's not said for the right reasons. He says it in attempt for the right reason, but is not always projected that way, or it's just something that is just made stagnant with no response or no follow through on his end to the message or in the community's end of receiving said message. Honorable mentions I also wanted to go into was like Double L or Lucar or Enzym or even Garlic Bread, but I'm not trying to detract from my point here. My point is, I say all this as examples of heroes through the scene of Dragon Ball Fighters that are repping your favorite characters at high level, probably even top level. I want you to think about a general presence in the community, skill-wise or influence-wise through hosting, supporting events, supporting the scene actually, or having an identity, the Discord communities, a Twitch presence, to profit or cash out on growth or exposure, general exposure in playing through the scene. Optional pending of a metafy in order to teach or coach newer generation people. All these notes are key details to people that have had the ability of systemic influence to Dragon Ball Fighters' bloodstream despite not using it accurately for its evolution. They're slowly becoming and did become the bloodstream of engagement or ideal or ideology in the community's value that's showing you people out there that fuck with the game or this scene or these people, they're very much here or probably still abundant. They're just trying to gradually push ideas or change or value or the lack thereof over time, as we've seen, since most of them were on the same page, accepting of the point of paying it forward in the general abundance of growth. Not everyone believed in helping the scene as a whole, and this was why it suffered internally. Most of the people you revered only believed in helping themselves or their people, not the general people or public. Gods don't give, they simply take. This was the ideal most of them had, whether or not they said it openly. That's the way that some of them carried themselves. Not all of them, not all of the ones that I mentioned here, but there's more that I didn't mention that do carry themselves like this, or that have a vague or subtle influence to it because they play at the highest levels of the video game enough to house this type of aura about themselves. But the wealth was not shared generally. The struggle for being seen or to grow, not clout chase, was felt and seen usually. People just defaulted to producing hoop jumping over simple credibility of worth. Collabs were just hypocritical statements unless people of interest found profit to them. A lot of interactions in Discord, because the higher ups somehow, and they don't ever explain why, they never talk to you in public or talk to you on Twitter. They showcase this. Unless they come from New York City or Chicago, you damn near had to bust your ass off to find said places online or offline in the algorithm. Nobody retweets shit or talks about shit or supports shit outside people that are for the grind, not hungry for a cash payout, and then you act like nothing ever fucking happened. That shit's so irritating. The mass stagnation of interaction and return to the common person stunted much of the scene's growth outside HOC because only Bum and Neo to a degree were sopping this up in the algorithm department, hoarding the control and the lens instead of broadening it. It's not just them. It never was just them running the scene, but this was the way it always looked because it was fabricated to seem that way to the lesser knowing people, which apparently was the masses. Like, why help the scene generally if you're constantly profiting from it solely? It tainted worth across the board with a fiscal standard, contributing to treating scenes like cash registers, and the community's greed or capitalism from this point destroyed general intention of ideas on lesser seen lanes or smaller platforms. Mind you, all of this was before we even got to Rollback. Bum slowly stepped away from hosting events to chill and reset. He went to Marvel's Rivals super hard and is still there last I checked right now. I think he's playing Captain America. Neo and FDA moved into Street Fighter 6. They go by the Motivation Academy now. It's no longer Fighterz Duelist Academy. The offline market of DBFZ is sprinkled about. It's not concentrated at the moment. The console market dried out but didn't die out completely. The PC market became split, then stagnated. Engagement died, viewership and lurking increased. Wow, why am I not surprised about the lurker increase? The algorithm just has doomers and not any real supporters or those hungry as shit to keep this going without the main mothership telling you there's a source here. So you tell me what the hell I'm supposed to think about those that took care of the scene, or how the scene self-destructed without Bandai hurting the game to do that. So what's the excuse then is my question. Do you want to still say it's the game's fault why this is? Do you want to say it's Hiroki's fault? Do you want to say it's my fault for not advertising? Do you want to say it's the people's fault for not retweeting? What do you want to do in order to push blame to anywhere else other than yourself? What am I supposed to think?
So, what I originally wanted to try and do on PlayStation when PS5 first came on the map for Rollback, I originally wanted to go the route of housing tournaments for East Coast and West Coast, because I didn't know if East Coast and West Coast were going to either be divided or if it was going to be united. Since it ended up being a united thing, I went the NA and just labeled my stuff all NA. That way it incorporates East Coast and West Coast. Next, I would also go the route in seeing if EU players would be interested in also having console-based things, because usually EU is generally a PC thing, which I was still going to go the route and have something kind of for PC for them in order to give like a 4-program trial run to see how they would welcome my branding as opposed to accommodating for the Battle for Ningen Supremacy or the Lightning Dome or was it Damascus's Wanted, for instance. Because I know a handful of EU players that I competed with ever since I got out over there on PC, and so I wanted to pitch the offer to them if they were interested. I got something here if you want for PC, I could do something, or I could give you something for console. So if you guys have console, then I can also accommodate it as like a whole different pivot of what you're used to.
Right.
Then, depending upon how much consistency it would have, if I could get the main lane as like the main viewing point for console, then what I would do with that is to bring in my the circle that I built up at the time, which was King Lord Beers, if you know King Lord Beers.
I'm familiar with him. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's one of my oldest colleagues in this field. He's a super duper buddy. He's got your back on a lot of stuff when it comes to pushing an idea forward and getting the envelope pushed for a lot of the Midwest and Western scenes.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, he actually he did an announcement video. You guys are working on something together.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I followed. Yeah. Yes.
And then he was one I wanted to bring in. Another one that doesn't host anymore, but I'm still going to mention him anyways. His name is Midas Key. He hosted the cookout. It was a TCO. It was a really great series of PlayStation.
Bro. The TCO is who they migrated from the TCO to the hyperbolic time chamber.
Get out of here! Are you serious?
Yeah, Seth, Reese, Toji, yes, they're in the hyperbolic. All of those big hitters, Jax, all of them are in the hyperbolic time chamber on the PSN.
Oh, happy days!
Do you see what I'm saying?
See, this is fate.
Yeah, bro, I've been building out, bro, because it started with me building out the hyperbolic time chamber, and then I got into other group chats and this, and then I got invited to the TCO. The TCO started to die, and then I was like, well, I got invited to over here. You guys should come over here. And then the hyperbolic time chamber basically became the pseudo TCO chat, and eventually ended up eclipsing the members in the TCO chat. You know what I mean? But yeah. Everybody, like Game Freak, all of those dudes, they're in the chat. Awesome. Yes. Yes. So if you can, and this is so great. Yes, you're right. It is fake because I know these players, and they know me, but we know each other mostly through combat.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't an original TCO member. My group chat started way after the TCO got involved, so I'm like a cousin to them. You know what I mean? The people that are in the TCO, those are all bros. So I couldn't push the button on a TCO thing and be like, "Hey, let's go." They wouldn't respond. The people in my group chat that were, born and bred over there, they could go, they would respond. And there's a good sizable amount of people, and there are some people from the TCO who I've grown close with, Seth being one of them, who I believe would definitely respond to, hey, we got something cool going on, barring his family, matters and everything like that. But as TCO for a whole, yeah, bro, he's active. You're done for.
You're done for. Yep, that was the one. 6-6. Oh man, that dude was one of my biggest demons on bracket and on PlayStation. Because I was nice. Bro. That dude was nice.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying. He had his own run-in with the HOC, and he was killing. And then he basically got banned because his connection was bad. I fought him personally.
His
and I
connections
live in
was
the
fine.
East Coast.
His connection was fine.
His
For
connection is
other
fine.
people. I even fought him on PC when he migrated to PC for a little bit. His connection is fine. It's just he managed to stir the right hornet's nest, and he got hit for being too nice.
Oh, so you're familiar about that situation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so then you okay, so we're all connected here.
Because he is a genuine HOC killer. He can take those guys.
Yes, and this is okay. Before I get overwhelmed here, yes, like that's this is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like it's people like him, Nerf Reese, these strong killers, MK, these dudes, these legitimate killers. They don't get the same shine that these pro players get. And don't get me wrong, I've been to my fair share of HOCs, and I've been treated warmly. I'm not saying I can't speak for you, but you know I had good experiences, but I also see the backside of that, where Seth had bad experiences with not just the HOC, but with pro players as well. You know, Hook Gang being one of them, and I look up to Hook Gang God. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But he didn't have the friendliest. You know what I'm saying? Especially like so. The go ahead, because now I don't want to get overzealous here. But
no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. There's a lot. There was a lot during the TCO era. I don't blame you. There was a good chunk,
bro. So if you know the main runner of the TCO, then it's GG's, because he might think, oh well, the TCO, they ain't really doing shit. They're just over here now. They just found a new house to party at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like him, dudes like Chaos Necromancer, dudes like what was that guy's name? He went on to be a Fortnite player. I can't remember his name. It was a Vegeta Cell player. It was a dude that was on PlayStation all the time. It'll come back to me when it comes back to me. But dudes like them are the kind of like shadow bosses on PlayStation that I was trying to get to come to my events for the longest time, because I want to showcase I am not going to get those dudes from New York or the top level on face value. I'm going to get the top level that's actually in community value.
So
here's you didn't even know were good.
Right. So here's how we interweave it. This is the vision that I had. So you interweave it by you bait them out. Because at the end of the day, pro players or not, face value or not, they're competitors at the end of the day. If any of these dudes, and we don't even need to talk shit in terms of like just speak foul on somebody to be like, yeah. All we have to do is if you promote it the right way and you get the right amount of eyeballs on it, we could be like, this dude is super nice and I feel like he could beat up the top players. You get that tweet or that post or that whatever to gain the right amount of steam, somebody's going to come across it. One of these pro players are going to come across it and be like, man.
They will, and that has happened before. That's literally what I was doing when I was building up my scene with Ivan Awesome, Arius, and Oxy. I was building them up gradually, and then over time on PlayStation, as it became a point of interest, it eventually attracted those people. Because Reese is one of my Iacon champions.
Bro, so here's the thing. We can go from running a tournament to a good bait and switch of you're a top player, huh? You want to come over here? Boom. Now you just have a main event. Going back to the UFC thing that I was saying, because when you have a tournament, there's a lot of moving pieces and everybody's got a whatever. You get the infrastructure built up, right? Which you already have. And Iacon, it could be, we run the monthly. If the monthly gets enough steam and enough, push on socials, and you get the right eyeballs, and they're like, man, I'm coming to the next tournament. Oh, no. You don't got to come to the next tournament. Come to the next event, and you can skip the line, and you can fight immediately. And we'll have like the main event card, an undercard, and then that's its own separate event. Fuck the tournament. That it's like the tournament is like a badge that gets you entrance to fight the top player. You know what I mean? So you take the underground people, and then you put them front and center in front of the world to see, and be like, all right, okay, pro player, beat him up. Do it. Beat him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they would do it for free. I can almost guarantee you they would do it for free because, and that sounds audacious, but I really believe that because we've been running death sets in here. I told you it was a bee's nest in there. It's a real bee's nest. We've been running death sets in there for no money. And if you poke and you prod the right way on these pro players, I mean, yeah, sure. If you want some dollars, yeah, we could put up a thing, a Maturino. I'll put up my own money. I know there's other players I'll put up their money. Yeah, you get a little pot going. But I bet money we can get one of them to agree to just say, "Fuck it, yeah, see me outside then." You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a few that just run the fade just for running the fade. There's a couple of them like that.
And we just gotta legitimize it so where the promotion doesn't come off as like, oh, we are rage baiting people out of their thing. No, I want them to genuinely come out.
You build it up over time, and then it'll just naturally
right
bring people in like on a roll.
Exactly. And then if they come in, and then it's like, oh, okay, this dude is legitimate. And that's so we're on the same page. We're literally okay.
Oh,
this is literally okay. So now
the last thing that I would bring in also when I do the shout out, what I said it would be King Beers, it would be Midas from my original circles. It would be King Beers, Midas, and then Genji G. Because Genji G also originally hosted Dragon Ball on console for a little bit before he stopped doing it.
Okay, so you have people that will be down to host these things, but they just haven't. Damn. Okay, so I didn't know how dead this game was then. I didn't know that I didn't know you were the last man standing, basically. Yeah,
I tried to keep it on as best as I could. That's why I collabed with as many people as I could to have the contacts only when the time came, because I wanted to try and compete at all these different places that I went to, because it's my goal to really just win a tournament for Dragon Ball on PlayStation. And then for me, I would have made it. I'm fine just TOing the rest of my time. And so I still keep pushing it back against being a full-time TO, and I still want to compete. And so I keep in tow to stay in the know of every Dragon Ball event in the game that happens. So I make sure I have an eye everywhere. I have to be paying attention.
Okay. Right. So yeah, it's just pushing that button and making sure that everybody is lockstep here, because yeah, that's it then. It's just finding a day and a time that would work for everyone and just pushing the button. You know what I mean? And
right.
The people that were down to do it on my end, they know I don't have money or a Maturino, bro. But they were still like, yo, fuck it, we pulling up. So, and I'm not saying it's got to be like, what I'm saying is that's how bad they want it on my end, and that I'm pretty sure it's like that for everybody else that still really sincerely plays this game. So it's like
I have no problem creating Maturino tickets. I'm a licensed Maturino person. There are agents above me, but I am a licensed Maturino person. Since I went on ahead, I did my filing with Maturino. So I also have Maturinos that I attach with Iacon from time to time. But if I don't have the money for that, I also push my general incentive, which is my art commissions and stuff. There's a section over in my Discord that you can see that. I've had clients that pay me for those, or I make them for the winners of my Iacon tournaments. I make them at their request based off of how they specify me to make them. That way, or it helps with publicity that brings in my stuff for me. So that way, okay, I'm a content maker, I'm a competitor, semi-pro player, a coach. I can also do arts and commissions from time to time in order to help with your own personal identity. So even if I can't give you money, I can still make something nice for you. That way, your profile or your account stands out from other people, be it this platform or Twitch maybe, or Blue Sky,
ooh,
Twitter.
You know what would be dope? Because add on everything that you just said. If we can get the Maturino, I'm gonna put my money up. It might not be a lot. It'll be something. You know what I mean? And see if we can crowdfund something like that. And then everything that you mentioned, but like also like giving the winner, if they wanted to, it would be up to them. Like just that, a lot of people they just need to look. Us players on Fighterz at this point, we just want our respect. You know what I mean? Just give them like 5 minutes on the mic on your platform to just, you know, give their victory speech and be like, hey man, this and this, make a call out. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it just more added easy to do incentives, because I feel like if we stick this landing, oh, it's up, it's done. Because the only reason why the player base has died down is because the tournament scene has died down and there's no support from Bandai. But if we can show the world that, hey, no, Fighterz is still hot, people love this game, and we will still do this shit. I don't see how this couldn't work. You know what I mean? Like I really don't.
It's literally worth a shot. There's no reason not to do this.
Okay, so now it's just finding out the days and times.
Would be what is the majority for people signing on for a weekend? Iacon Battle Circuit usually happens on a weekend evening, so I can do 6 p.m. or I can do 7 p.m. Eastern time, either. But I generally work a Saturday or a Sunday.
So you said either Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's shoot for.
If it's a special day, if it's a special event, I could probably do both.
Damn. Let's shoot for Saturday. Let's shoot for it. Saturday. And Saturday at 7, just to give it the most time to, you know, whatever. And we would need a somewhat of a long, not a long runway, but enough of a runway where we can get the word out effectively, to where they're not waiting too long when they hear it, but there's a short enough runway to prep and be like, okay, you know, get. So I wouldn't say like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Like, how long should the runway be?
All right, well, let me send you my usual planner here for this month, and I can set this up for the first week of September. So this is my itinerary that was tweeted out about a few days ago, that I have in order to express what my plans were coming back to doing the TO thing for this month. So this is going to be, it's half and half. It's half of it's going to be on PlayStation, and half of it's on PC. It just depends on the title. So for
okay. So first week of September is looking like okay.
Yeah, because the second week and the third week I'm going to be doing my birthday.
Okay, so the first week of September.
So I can make this.
Now it depends. Let me see, because my son's birthday, and my birthday is on the first week of September. So that Saturday. That Saturday's actually my birthday. My son's birthday is on the 2nd, so that works.
Oh man, we're all in the Virgo category.
Yes. Virgo and 30 category.
W.
Are you 30? In your 30s?
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay, bet. So we're in the
35.
What's up?
I'll be like 35 this year.
I'm gonna be turning 31. All right. Okay, so you know what, that actually works. The first week of September works. We can even do it on the 6th. That'll be a nice little birthday present for me. That'll be fire.
See, September.
Because Sunday
6th. I could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's gonna be fake lit. That's gonna be fake lit, because now I can fake promote it like a birthday party. Back to bruh, we can really remix this shit. we could really remix it and be like, yo, because that gives us a month and some change to really build it up, give people their time to prep, like their little fake little training camp, and then go crazy. Ooh, and in the interim, we can, I don't know, like how we're gonna do, like, oh, we boost up, we boost up through the awareness of the tournament through the streams and through the like socials and like YouTubes. You know what I'm saying? So like it, like bro, it's just every time I go on stream, I'll announce it. I'm looking for an editor right now so they can like edit. You know what I mean? Do that stuff. And if I can get a good one, they can edit that notification into every video. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And you get what I mean? So okay.
I wish you could help with that, because I've been trying to see if I can find myself a personal editor for a while, and I haven't really had effective success. And I'm trying to stay away from Fiverr, because Fiverr nickels and dimes you on stupid shit.
Bro, right now I got a couple of quotes. They're all brutal. It's just finding the less brutal quote. You know, like 300 a rip. You know, it's rough, right?
It's a rough economy trying to find a decently priced editor.
Right, and then you got to find an editor that you can trust, because if you just send over your material and they just run along, now you're out of money and out of material.
There you go.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I know that's the end game. I got to find one. So yeah. All right. So first week of September. Okay. Yeah. No. All right. That's so crazy. Okay. Yeah. So so we have the first, you know, skeleton of it. First week of September, we get it going. Boom. Now the next thing would be like, so tell me what you think about this. Like, I'm trying to I want not just Fighterz. Fighterz is going to be like the spearhead of this all, but like you said, Melty Blood, all this other stuff, cool. I want. Well, so the games don't really matter. Well, Tekken, I want to put Tekken in there, but and Melty Blood, those are only two games I really care about. Everything else could, you know, of course, Street Fighter, whatever the case. But my main thing is doing it different and making these tournaments feel special. And I don't know if you're familiar with the UFC or you watch it a lot, but like I was mentioning you before, like every month they have a numbered event. UFC this one, UFC that one. And then throughout the week, they're building up the promo by these other fights that are still worth watching if you're a diehard. And for the casuals, that's the numbered event once a month. If we can spearhead it, because we have to understand, well, except that the game is in the state that it's in because of Bandai, whatever the case. So if we do it like a weekly, it could wear on the fan, like, all right, bro, like, you know what I mean? Same person coming in every week, farming for money and shit like that. I get it, you know. But if you get it to where
it makes it more special, and it can make a surprise. Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? And it's like, or even if it's once every other month, and then how we build it up. It's almost like a build up to the fight. If throughout the week, because what I do on my own off the rip already is I have these open lobby sessions. And I'm always streaming. Win, lose, or draw, I'm always streaming. I stream other people's fights, whatever. So then once they hear about, oh, they got this tournament coming up, Noah's streaming. Oh, let me see what he's got. Oh, he's streaming Fighterz. Oh, he's got an open lobby. Oh, Rodimus is streaming. He said something about the tournament too. Open lobby. And then that way, instead of being like, yo, tournament's next week, it's like, yep, come through the lobby. Yeah, come up, train up. What do you got the open lobby up for? We're just training up. This is our little training camp. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. Then you might get little fake hype sets on the side that have nothing to do with the tournament. Oh, they might write in the chat. Oh, is that person going to be in the tournament? Is that person going to be in the tournament? Da-da-da-da-da. Now people get the name
Stirs
recognition,
curiosity.
especially for those who. Yeah, it's like you get more. You get, especially if you get repeat players coming in. You're like, yo, who's that? He's OD. This and this. Is he going to be at the tournament? Yeah. Or why don't you ask him yourself? He's on stream. He's in the call. Ask him yourself. Oh, so and so from the chat said, are you going to be at the tournament, Game Freak? Game Freak says yes. Okay. Oh, yeah. You know what? He's OD. I want to see him play. Who else is going to be at the tournament? And that gives us a long runway to get the viewers acquainted with the players. So when the tournament starts, they have that visceral connection with the player. It's not just strong guy comes in, wins tournament. It's, oh no, this is Rodimus. Yeah, I go to his stream all the time and he spars with Noah. Oh no, that's not random strong guy, that's Seth. That's your done for. He's always on stream with Noah sparring.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
He
they're
is
both gonna be at the
always on.
tournament? You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, they're both in the same bracket. Oh shit, the bracket just came out. You could have a whole reveal on the bracket. You and make it a event. Yo, we're revealing the bracket next week, type shit. Oh word. You make a whole event on the stream or on the socials. Boom, you see the bracket. Now people got a whole week to be like, oh, the bracket, this. And then that week before the tournament, we're still having the open lobbies. So the people who were like, I don't know if I want to, you got a whole like 4 or 5 weeks to be like, you know what? I'm actually cool with this dude. He let me stream snipe him. He was cool people. Yeah, why not enter the tournament? You know what I'm saying? And especially like you get it like that. Now people are not only excited, but they're attached and they feel like, man, yeah, I'm a part of the movement too. Because they are. You know what I mean? And then in the interim, not just with those games, because when I have the day off, my job is to stream. It's no joke. Like I'm no.
Time to sit and enjoy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I get off Fighterz, I'm on Tekken. Same reaction. Boom. Doing it. Boom, boom. Getting other people involved on the Tekken Sundays. Having the people come through. The fashion shows next week. This. Guess what I'm bringing up now? Yo, tournament. First September 6th is going down. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. And now week to week, other players from other games coming through. It's just, you know, especially for the Melty Blood scene. You know what I mean? Like that shit is gonna be.
A decent amount of these people play Melty Blood on console. This could also be really big for adding another chapter for like Melty Blood on PlayStation, because Melty Blood hasn't had anything on PlayStation in a long time. Like,
bro,
it was either
this is
me
what I'm
or it was Arkuma Muddy Kips that did something.
Bro, this could literally be a renaissance period, bro. If we stick the landing right, and it has to be a collaborative effort. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no one.
But we can
stick
to
this, you're told
bro,
this the hard way.
No, I am absolutely with it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely, because like when I stream, I'll shout you out. I don't, you know what I mean? I only got like 50, you know what I mean? But I'm working, because after I get off this call, I'm gonna go on stream. I'm back to work. I know you had other experiences where people aren't pulling their weight. You definitely don't got to worry about that with me. I got my track record proves itself. You know what I mean? Like I'm outside.
Feel free to throw my name around as it may brain. Feel free to throw my name around as you will in your streams. I don't mind it. That's why I like collabing with a lot of different people. I don't really like collabing with big dudes. I like collabing with people around my size or even smaller. That way, everybody is on the come-up game.
Right, so the biggest, well, especially, I'm not gonna lie, everything that you told me in your Discord put a little shock value in me. Like, oh shit, you went through this road before. And I'm not trying to bullshit you, but me coming off not trying to bullshit you could also seem like me trying to bullshit you. You know what I mean? So
That's why I
it's
enjoy us
like
having this conversation here, where we can go more in depthly on this. Because I never really had a conversation like this in depthly, even when I'm talking with Neo um, or what is it, or Bugatti, or a couple of other like particulars that I've sat and I've had dealings with before previously. And so I like that
right.
the
And
longer that we're talking here, the more that we unveil a lot of this stuff. And plus, you and me have good synergy, because I like, the more I'm talking to you, the more I like talking.
right, you know what I mean? And it's like we have the same vision. That's the most important part. Is
That's
that
how
we
you
have the
get it done.
same vision.
Is because you have a
You know
vision
what I
of what you
mean?
want to get, how you want to do it, and it's shared by the other person. Like, it actually is wholeheartedly shared.
And you know what? I just thought of it. I just thought of it literally. If Fighterz is the one that sets it off in September, we can actually put that shit on the back burner, and then the next month is Melty Blood. The next month is Tekken. The next month is Street Fighter. So now the people are like, damn, you know, all these dope ass tournaments, different players. When's Fighterz coming back? You know what I'm saying?
That could
You
work.
build up that anticipation
Build up
to
the
where it's like,
anticipation, see if they really want it again, and then boom, you got it.
yeah. And the thing is, it's not like we're not gonna do it. We just don't. Me,
It's
you,
just
and
not an
everybody, and
immediate
all
thing,
the other.
but yeah.
Right, right. And all the other runners could know it, but we don't tell the people yet. And then we tell them like the month before, hey, Fighterz tournament coming up, but it's been 4 months since there's been a Fighterz tournament. Oh shit, last Fighterz tournament was lit. And then the winner of that tournament can actually walk around like a champion. And then here's the dope idea, right? The champion of the previous tournament doesn't have to go through the bracket. He's already in grand finals. He's already in grand finals. He's the champion. So he has to defend his belt. And everybody else has to go up to meet him instead of, no, no, nope, nope, nope. The champion is the champion. He's already entitled to the prize money if there's prize money. He's already entitled to whatever. He's already entitled to second place. And he's just defending his belt.
That's a
And
thought for
now,
another way to do it. I don't know if it would be like how I would do the usual Iacon, but if we do like specific tournaments, I wouldn't be against trying that method to see how it works.
because then it gives more people the reason to want to win, and now you have lasting bragging rights. You know what I mean? It's not as temporary as a weekly. Like a weekly is like you win the tournament, then the other person doesn't show up. You know what I mean? The winner doesn't show up, or he shows up and gets knocked out by a rando, whatever. It creates an aura around the winner by proxy of you not having to fight for the next however long. So that way, when it comes back, it's not like, oh, the winner's coming back. It's like, no, the winner's coming back, defending the title, already entitled to the prize money and stuff like that. And then that gets the other players like, wait, you mean to tell me I can win this tournament, be the champ, and I'm entitled to the prize money too, and I'm entitled to this. It's gonna work just like regular UFC and boxing. The champion is already entitled to championship money, win, lose, or draw. The champion is the champion. He defends the belt. He's defending his honor, and he doesn't fight every month. The last time the heavyweight champion fought was last year. So he's walking around as we speak as the baddest man on the planet. And if we can promote it right, it's the same mystique. Like, oh nah, this dude is the baddest dude on the planet. And if it's like, if you get people that want to hate and be like, well, my man's beat him. All right, so go to the tournament. But now you don't fight him immediately. It doesn't matter if you beat him last week. Can you swim in this pool and survive these piranhas and these sharks? Oh, you can't? He did. The stakes were different. Your shit talk doesn't work when you have to swim through the Nile. You know what I'm saying? It don't work. You gotta prove that. And if you want that, you go ahead and take it. And then guess what? Yeah.
I think I could see this idea. Okay, this is something similar to like what I was trying to do with my Mortal Kombat idea on Mortal Kombat 11, but I was waiting until 1. So what I would do with that one, and this is something that It could probably work here. I was waiting to try and see if DBFZ PC would take it too. So how that would work was I wanted to try and
Okay.
have a multi-program thing. For Mortal Kombat, I had this idea where I was trying to have an 8-program series that would lead up to the pinnacle with a set amount of money on it. Each of those events would be named after a Millennium item. Because I was trying to have it be like Iacon Millennia. It was supposed to be a really specific theme that was correlated to the Discord. And so the winner of each... It's a hand-picked event for the players that I want in there. The winners of each of those tournaments do not need to play the following match. Don't need to play the following tournaments as they qualify for the big tournament, having won one of those 8 tournaments. And then the 7th, and then the 8th one, depending upon if I want to either do another roundabout or have it be the follow-up or the runner-ups of each of the previous Iacons, play that tournament out in order to determine the 8th one. But either way, each of those Iacons would be a brand new champion. It wouldn't be a repeat champion. All the winners face in the final tournament.
Ooh. So that okay. And then you leave with an ultimate grand champion.
Correct. Yeah, that's why I was going to try that idea out for Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat hasn't had anything for me. NRS scene hasn't had anything for me since my Injustice years. And so I was going to try and come back really strong with something that I know is something that's keen to, like, their general infrastructure of survival of the fittest.
So that's just a different structure, but it's the same concept.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I guess the only tweak, right, is this is why it's so important that we stick the landing, because if we do it right, I am confident that we can cut through the noise of even new fighting game releases like 2XKO, because it'll be a build-up effect. It won't be here today, gone tomorrow. If it's a weekly, it's going to be here today, gone tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. Strong guy wins tournament, wins money. Haha. Cool. No, but if it's a build-up effect and it's a series, you can have a 2XKO weekly all you want. People are still going to be like, damn, I don't know who's going to win that super fuck tournament, though. You got like 7, you know what I mean? And then the super champion of that is going to walk around as the super champion until we have another build-up effect. And then he don't even got to join that one. He's the last. He becomes the final boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's another way.
Am I making sense?
Yeah, that does make some sense.
So if you do it, even if you do it your way that you have it structured, the super champion of all those Iacons is the super champion until and he doesn't even have to enter the other, like the part 2 of it, of when Iacon 1, 2, 3 through 8. He fights the last out of the 8 that of the super champions. Am I making sense?
That makes a little bit of sense. Like what it is I have is that there would be 8 different Iacons, 8 different champions, yes. And then all 8 of those champions fight in the penultimate.
Right. And then in that, so what I'm saying is after that first penultimate champion,
yeah,
that winner, right, that winner of that champion doesn't have to fight in the other 8, in the other 8 build-ups. He fights the super champion of that one. Am I making sense?
That can be, yeah. So that can be another way I could do that one in the follow-up outline. I haven't gotten that far just yet, because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with that, aside from I have the role already made, or a similar role already made in Tax City for that. I'm just trying to think what type of power do I want to have for that person, aside from the money and the publicity that goes with that.
That could be enough in some instances. That part, yeah, because that's how I looked at it. It's just it does 2 things. It keeps the interest of the tournament long term. It builds a layer of authenticity of the champ, because he's been acid tested through 8 other champions, and he was the cream of that crop. And then it keeps the fan interest to be like, well, is there going to be a part 2, or is that it? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then now and then now that champion has his own lore now, because you're not seeing him fight in other Iacons in that game specifically. He might pull up for the chill vibes and everything like that, but the viewers will know he's been battle tested. The other players will know he's been battle tested. So even if he loses a set, he doesn't lose his reputation in a way, because it's like no.
Because he's like an upper echelon type of champion. Because he's contested other Iacon champions here, so he's a higher level champion here.
Right. So he can lose with his main team even in a money match, but it's like, bro, did you swim in those waters? No, because we seen him do it. So that way, when we do have the next Iacon champion, even if the person's like, I won the money match and I beat him in a whatever. Okay, swim in these same waters, big dog.
But to
you know what I'm saying?
Say you're better than him, do exactly what he did.
Exactly. Go through the same tests in the same waters that he did, because that person came out and he came out as champion. If you don't come out as champion, it's just gonna hold more weight, and it's gonna be a lasting weight, because that runs through Evo. Even if it becomes big enough, he could lose Evo even and be like, "Hey, I still won Icon though." You feel me? Like I'm still that.
That's the vibes.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, that's what I'm saying, building out the infrastructure in a way that's lasting more than just a weekly, and which is why I said, like, with all of these games that you laid out, and with Dragon Ball being the spearhead, we set it off with Dragon Ball, and then we don't even have a Dragon Ball tournament for like 4 or 5 months. But you know what I'm saying? Because we're running tournaments for other games and building up other players and getting followers for them. And now that the dope thing is, just like in UFC or boxing, where you have a two division champion. Say somebody wins an Iacon for Melty Blood, and he's the super fuck champion, and he's like, you know what? I feel like I'm that dude. I'm that nigga. Fuck that. I'm going for a 2 division belt. I'm gonna go to the Fighterz joint. Yeah, and then you build that up. Yeah, I'm going for 2 belts. I'm going for all of the belts. Fuck it. I'm really like that. And then the hype behind that, because what if that dude goes far? Then it's like, oh shit. He's about to go for 2 belts. You feel me? And if he wins those 2 belts,
that adds the
he's that guy.
He is that guy.
He's that guy. You feel me? Or if he loses the belt, if he doesn't win it, but he makes it to grand finals and he loses, he's still stamped. Because it's like, yo,
still have him, because you actually almost did it.
You see the vision. And then they don't even have their Iacon rematch for another couple of months, because we got other tournaments to go to. Unless they want to go for the 3-time belt. You feel me? Like, it's just...
Yep, it just kind of flows into it just kind of flows together.
And it flows right into the next tournament. And the people that take their respective games serious aren't going to let that shit happen without a fight. Oh, just because you won in Fighterz, you think you're going to come over to Steet Fighter with that bullshit? Oh, no. Nope, sign me up. Nope, because I got to get him out of here early now. You know what I'm saying? We can't have this. Yeah. So that's how do you feel about that overall structure?
I probably would need to see if we can work out some kinks with it, but that structure, I think I can also get behind. I just need to see, like, going from program to program, like, what are the allotments for the winner of the prior in terms of, like, what the bypass would be or how that works. Because I see what can be right with it, but I also see what may be wrong with it or what may be a loophole in terms of other people, like, whatever the work ethics that will go into doing the same amount of work. Or them or other people needing to do more, while as this guy here kind of just sidesteps and goes right to face the champion or something in that regard. And so that's why I would need to try and work out the kinks on it. But I could also see that working. Like, yeah, like all these are good ideas and concepts and can all still work.
And you know, and that's where I step back, because I'm not good when it comes to the technicalities of things. Like I can have a vision and I can push all the buttons to be like, all right, activate, let's do it. And I'm a doer, but when it comes to, well, technically you have to do this, you know what I mean? I see the thing, I want the thing, that's it. I'm not an IKEA dude. You feel me? Like if it's not already pre-built, like I'm not the type to build my own PC. Like when I get the PC money eventually, I'm not gonna piecemeal it up and nope.
Oh no, I don't blame you.
Already got to
I
be
just
built.
pre-built that shit. That's a headache and a half.
You know what I mean? And it like you've been doing this TO shit, so you know the intricacies of it and where I could be glossing over something that I think is small that could actually be a huge downfall to this whole project. So I submit to that. It's like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm just laying out the overall vision that I've had in my head before we connected and how we can fuse all of it together for the betterment of everyone involved. And if that means you gotta give a little to get a little, you know what I mean? That's fine. I just want this to be the most long-standing hype shit for the FGC in general, because I'll close with this in terms of my overall rant. Like, I sincerely believe the FGC should be king of esports, not this FPS shit, not this League of Legends shit. No. There's no hype like FGC hype. There's no shit talk like FG shit talk. There's no beef set like an FGC beef set. That's it. You know what I mean? Like we should be running this shit.
Oh, there was
you know what I mean?
Where it was. So I'm trying to think what happened.
I don't know. Because
like the last big beef set we had, I think was. I know there was something else more recent than Low Tier God and the Scomp.
But right now they got the knee and Arslan Ash shit going on.
Oh,
that's legitimate.
Yeah. Okay.
That's legitimate. That's legitimate. But to have and the thing is, we don't just want beef sets for the sake of beef sets. We want them to be genuine, and the only way you can foster that is if you have build the lore, and the only way you can build the lore is if you build the infrastructure. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, and this is like that. You know what I mean? This is what I'm connecting with you and other showrunners for this exact thing. So, at the end of the day, like when people think of MMA, they don't think about one championship fighting. They don't think about Pride FC. They don't think about anything else. They associate MMA with UFC. UFC and MMA are intermarried. You know what I mean? And the goal is to have the FGC be that of gaming. Like you think of gaming and you think of Daigo moment 37 at Evo type shit. Like that. Like you that type of shit. Like there should be no reason why the FGC isn't the UFC of gaming, period. And I'm willing to do anything in my power to make that a possibility. So if I gotta give a little to get a, fuck it. And that's why I was like initially, hey, bro, whoever gets the credit, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, I'm even going as far as in my Discord, bro. I'll tell you, this is at its infancy stage, but I'll tell you, I'm not trying to have my Discord just be a Discord to just hang out. I'm trying to make it a legitimate like dojo where people come through to actually learn. I'm getting in touch with other coaches, like Metafy coaches and things like that, coaches that I've worked with that I know are legitimate, and like having a place for not just hanging out, fighting and vibing, but there's a learning center. Like, hey, come here and learn from a legitimate coach, and like to foster that in the Discord, so people aren't like, oh man, I know what it's like to be that new guy on the block going to these Discords and feeling intimidated when there's hundreds of people in there, and it's like, damn, bro, they could probably all kick my ass or this or this. But if there's an actual legitimate learning center where it's like, no, you come here for a nominal fee. I'm not gonna lie, because the coaches everybody's gotta eat. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
can't, but for a nominal fee, you can come here and then you get legitimate coaching. Because I've been to Medify and I've worked with these pro players. They're not coaches. They are high level players that are in the field of coaching. They are not teachers.
So the
They
difference
essentially,
behind the time, because
yeah,
that's why I fought so hard to really try and work to be one myself. Because if you're in the process of trying to help people along, you need to understand how to nurture people. You almost have to be a parent without being a parent.
yes,
The
you
pro
have
players
to
that are
make
there, they can play at top level, because there's other people that are there. They even play at a higher level than I could ever think that I could achieve, but they cannot nurture people.
and they can't explain the game. They end up just saying, "Do the thing." That's like I've spent my hard-earned money on these classes, and essentially they're just saying, "Yeah, do the thing and do it repeatedly and lab it." That's all there. I learned nothing. You showed me an impossible technique in the game, and then you said to
And they
end of
just kind of
session.
just
Now give me your money.
exactly, like, it wasn't enough to really like break down what they needed to go into without,
You know
okay,
what I'm
now we're locked behind the second part of the paywall.
Give me a real drill. And then the thing is, the reason why I'm doing this is because these top players, they end up just hiding tech. All they do is they huddle up with other strong players, and then they hide the tech. They get into these dev sets and they're like, "Yo, I just found this new tech. Yeah, me too." And then they fucking gatekeep. If you were really
Yes, they
like
do.
that, you wouldn't have a problem just showing the damn tech. But instead, you want to fucking gatekeep. If you were like that, you wouldn't be gatekeeping. You want to know why you wouldn't be gatekeeping? Because Steph Curry's really like that. You could go to Steph Curry's shooting drills. You could take his shooting coach, and you could do all of that shit. If you need a shot to save your life, and you're giving the ball to Steph Curry, and you're down by 2, and you need to win the game, I don't. We all know who's getting the ball. And he knows that you know that he's getting the ball, but guess what? He's gonna shoot that shit, and there's a 90% chance it's gonna go in, cause he's like that. These fucking not all, because there are some good pro players out there. I'm just mad, but the
Oh, no, I
ones
don't
that
blame
are
you.
out there,
There's a lot that kind of just like take the privilege that you have to instruct and to nurture the next generation. You just take it like a paycheck and a joke.
yeah, exactly, because that's why you shouldn't be gatekeeping, because it's not about you. It's not even about the people who might be in the tournament. It's about the next gen that are coming up who look up to you, who want to be just like you, and it strengthens the overall pool of the game, and essentially helps out the health of the game, because now people feel like they can get stronger and they can do it too. So why gatekeep? And that's why I'm putting together this shit in the Discord, because it's like I'm recruiting real coaches, and for the beginner players, because mid-level players to high-level players, they got an ego, so I'm not gonna
They'll be able
instruct
to
them.
take care of themselves. They'll either learn it the hard way or
Yeah,
eventually they will see us.
right. But for the beginner players that are in my Discord that still show up to Tekken Sundays, that know that want to get better, I'm gonna pay for one of their classes to be with one of that coach. But I'm gonna take the class first, and I'm gonna pay.
That way
And
you
if
can
it's
see if
good,
it's legitimate.
exactly, because I got a good coach for Fighterz. I don't know if you're familiar with his name, Star.
Starisa?
He's from the EU, from France to be more specific. He was an early member on the Wish training grounds.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, I so vaguely remember that name.
He's legitimate. I'm gonna be reaching out to him to see if he would be one of the teachers in the dojo. But I got in touch with a Tekken player who wants to coach, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pay you. And if you're really good, I'm gonna pay one of the beginner Tekken players, and and I'm gonna bring you on my stream. I'm gonna promote your shit, because we all win at that point, because now because he was in a TEKKEN Discord trying to promote his channel. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He's still trying to promote, even though he's on Metafy and everything like that. So I'm like, all right, come to this Discord. This is at the early stages. You can be invited to the stream and everything like that. Jump on the call. I'm going to introduce you as my coach. So you come in with an air of legitimacy and everything like that. And if you really know, and if you're a real coach, then this is free promo for you. Free promo. And a lot, people are going to be wanting to be like, yo, who's that dude from the stream? I'm going to put you not only on my stream, but I'm going to put you on my YouTube. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then build out your clientele through there as well. I don't got the biggest, it's something though. You know what I mean? Some promo's better than no promo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then that is just out there in the algorithm.
Exactly. And now when people come to the Discord, when they come to my Discord, they're not just like, oh, let's hang out. Oh, let's do run matches. No, I'm here to learn. Where's that coach that you were talking about? Where can I go to get a class? And hopefully I can work out a situation where the first class is free and they can get a vibe. And hopefully there's other teachers as well, because sometimes it's just a vibe thing. Not even that he can't teach. It's just a vibe thing, but yeah, you know what I mean? And then now, basically, these Iacon tournaments aren't just tournaments. It's a big umbrella for everything, where it's like, oh wait, I can come to Iacon to fight. I come to Iacon to chill. I come to Iacon to learn. I come to Iacon for community. I'm not just here just getting my face beat in, and I'm not just in here beating on people. I'm in here going to the dojo, going over drills. I'm in the dojo going over tape with one of the coaches. How can we get better? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And and that could be a stream one day. That could be a stream. Yo, we ain't fighting today. We listening to the coach, whatever, whoever the coach is today. Yup, that's what we doing today. Yup, we going over his drills. We going over tape with him. We breaking down film. Yup, boom, type shit. We learning today. You know what I mean? Like shit like that, bro. Shit like that.
I like a lot of this. I love this. And hell, you can even put me in there for the most part. I teach myself some fundies from time to time for not just Dragon Ball, but for a couple other things too. And I can also prove myself, depending upon whoever it is that would like to learn or take me on.
So then that's a free pro, because now you're already in the Discord.
If you do have that Discord, let me know and let me have the link, and then I can also promote that, so that can be one of my promotional avenues on my my command board on my channel. So that way you can literally just exclamation mark and whatever it is you want it to be, and then boom, that's the link for this server where you can meet these coaches in order to help with these sessions.
Bro, and then it's fake promo for you too, because now that I didn't know that you was a coach. Now there's another way I can introduce you. What you're on? See, I didn't know that.
It took a long time for it to finally get finalized, because I was pushing for like a long time in the Reddit server, and to be seen enough to where my work can be like accredited completely, and then Double L vouch for me. It's like, man, bless that man.
Bro, see, oh yeah, see, now it's over, because now I'm gonna start that, like, the next time you have like time, that'll be like our first collab stream. If you have time, it will be like, because right now you got a warm welcome from the people in the Discord or whatever, but the first time we do a collab together, of course I'm gonna introduce you as like the TO event organizer, competitor, everything like that, but now you're gonna have something to offer immediately to not just the people in the Discord, but for the viewers on Twitch and on YouTube. I'm be like, hey, we're gonna run first to 10, right? And then we can go over tape. We can, go over the matches or whatever the case is. And then that's how they'll be able. That would be like your intro. You know what I'm saying? And all of those will go on YouTube. And then we can collab on YouTube. I can tag you on the YouTube. You can tag me on the YouTube. And now we start building that. We build out that familiarity with one another for the viewers while simultaneously announcing, hey, a soft launch because we don't got a flyer or anything. Like, hey, tournament first week of September 6th, such and such time, be there. And it's like, oh shit! So the Discord has this. Noah's Discord has the dojo. I gotta sign up for the Iacon, so I gotta go to Tax City. Everybody wins. You know what I mean? Like now, everybody is. You know what I mean? It's they're leaving with something from that first initial visit when we first collab. It's not like, oh, they're just gonna run matches or whatever. No,
Something you can watch.
we're gonna run matches. Right, you're gonna run matches. They're gonna go over tape, and they got an announcement. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's value in that. You know what I mean? And then we can even, instead of it being like a surprise thing, like whenever is the next time you have time, we can be like, we can promote it like, hey, collab coming up, don't want to miss it. Boom, 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 boom. Get the people at least aware of it. Like, okay, you know what's going on here. Da, 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 da. And then when it goes down, they're getting instant entertainment because it's a first to 10 fight. Then then they get the what's the name? Now we get to see your teaching skills because you're gonna go over the tape and it's gonna be like, oh shit, this dude knows what he's talking about. He's breaking down film because especially if you do it right and you're a teacher like you claim to be. Because I've never seen you teach. I didn't even know you were on Metafy. I didn't even know you were a coach.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So, but now you get to not just show me, you get to show the world. Hey, this is how I do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh shit, he really broke it down. You know what I mean? And then we end it, boom, announcement. Instant value for the viewer. Instant value. So now the next time we collab, it's like they're anticipating it, like, oh, what else they got going on? You know what I'm saying? And we don't need to collab all the time, but if we can prep the viewers to want to see the collab, it makes the collab more worthwhile. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like it's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's all I got for that. Yeah, but yeah, I'm pumped. I feel like I feel like we could stick the landing on this, and we could really. I really feel like we could really change, especially with the help of everybody else that we got involved. We can really change the trajectory of not just Fighterz, but like console awareness in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the whole point of like a village aspect.
Right. You know? So, all right, perfect. So, I'm going to let the necessary people know, first week of September 6th, 7 o'clock. That's what's going down. And when's the next time you're going to have time?
And you do have a copy of that here. I'm going to have time mainly through any point of these weeks. I will be free usually after 3 or 4 p.m. is like the best time when you can catch me. When I usually get home, I would already be dealing. I already would have been wrapped up dealing with something, and I am not really taking any tournaments at this time. I've been taking downtime from tournaments in order to just try and get my health back on track and just take care of me, and then also slowly try and push the envelope for a few of those tournaments there. So I'll have time for just me, and then occasionally if you may need something, or if my staff needs something, or anyone in my following, or if a couple of my students need something, then I'm usually available if I'm not dealing with IRL or bills or anything.
Okay. So, how does... Let me see here. Oh, wait, you don't have TEKKEN. I want you to be involved, though. Or, no! You could just pop in and be a judge. Boom. For the fashion show.
You know what? That'll work, because I'll be seeing everything new for the very first time, so I'll be unbiased.
Oh wait, yeah, no, that works. You can be. Oh, that'll be fun if you could bring. Because you have a PlayStation, right? I gotta add you on PlayStation.
Yes.
Yeah, so let me do that now and add you on the PlayStation, because what I was gonna say is I can have you on the call and some other people on the call. Like if you wanted to let some other people just for the fashion show,
Sure.
and then boom,
I'm trying to think of some Tekken heads.
you know, and then you guys could just be the judges. You don't even. What's your PSN?
Oh, XX Rodimus 8XX.
X Rodimus. Oh, okay, there you go.
About to say you probably can pull it up right away. It's not hard to miss because my thing is like the old PlayStation 3 way where you like had those weird players that had the X's in their names. I thought
Right, yeah, nah, I got you.
Hey, so thank you for sitting and tuning in with the meeting that I had the other night with Noah Black, talking about Dragon Ball Fighters and going over a lot of the history across mainly PlayStation's infrastructure and what was for the past like 3, 4, almost a few years, and then how it slowly declined. It was at a very good high point in what we had it, and then little by little, we just lost a lot of those antics. I want you guys to weigh in also, questions, comments, or concerns also on what you guys think about the PlayStation revival, trying to get the PS5 players involved in the restoration of events and tournaments and stuff in order to get that going. Also, feel free to talk about your guys' experiences also. I want to keep this as an open panel. That way you guys can also express your concerns about how this may work. You guys probably may see something that I don't see or that Noah doesn't see. I don't know. But this is open and this is here for you guys in order to talk about this and be open with me and be honest. Be actually honest. Do you see this working? I do see this working. I see this event, if not the one afterward, are the two most pivotal in productively getting this taken off correctly, because it's all about the launch and the appeal and the engagement to productively get as many people involved in PlayStation's prosperity from the revival point onward as possible, as much as possible. Get as many people involved as much as possible. And that's not going to be easy. That's a tall order for anybody to do. And there has to be as many people involved in wanting to do this as there are trying to compete and wanting to also bring this to the light in order to bring PlayStation back to the table. PlayStation lost a lot in just 1 year's time. And then the division of Rollback just kind of sealed the deal with the last nail in the coffin. It's not over just yet, but this next tournament, the Iacon 3 for PlayStation, if not Iacon 4 if we get that far, are the most pivotal in everybody being on the same page with this. Me and him are already on the same page. It's just everybody else, you guys. So weigh in and let me know what you guys think. You guys take care. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm going to be on out in order to go run my errands, right? Peace. And like I always say, till all are one.